What do you wish wasn't so expensive? Dental care. Rent. You'll get your rent when you fix this damn door. I missed the part where that's my problem. I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye. Pizza time. How's the pie? They love me. I had to beat an old lady with a stick. Cute outfit, did your husband make it for you? Oh boy. Living. With rising funeral costs, you can't afford to die either. You don't need funeral. When I'm dead, just throw me in the trash. People think I'm joking when I say I want them to just toss me in some dirt and plant something over my buried body. Give your body to science. Once they're done with you, they have to dispose of the body properly. Therapy Ada, thank you all for the awards. Hope everyone gets the chance to work on themselves at some point or another if they can find a way. It's the best thing I did for myself. My financial situation is why I'm depressed. That sucks. Anyways, that will be $120. $120? In my dreams. Right? $195 for 45 minutes seems the new norm. Housing. Rent is so expensive we can't save for a mortgage that would put us better off in the long run. Ducking sucks. Where I live, since I moved here 4 years ago, rent has pretty much doubled. Which has also made the homes triple in value. Coworker built a house 5 years ago that he could sell now for 3.5 times what he built it for. A family friend bought a home around the same time and sold it this summer for almost 5 times the price. Sucks cause I moved states, and got this job cause of the good pay and low cost of living in the area. Well, that completely changed in such a short amount of time. Edit, yep, I'm one of the reasons why the prices ran up here, completely understand and accept that. My issue was I didn't retire from working in California, Texas, etc. and sell my home to come here with $800K plus to settle down, which is what my observations are from seeing people move into the area. I started a career here out of college. I started here with nothing. And feels like it's still that way. I don't own a home, and probably never will in the area now. I bought my house for $250K and I could sell it for $400K right now. But that's hard to get excited about when a new home would cost just as much or more. Same, but then I would be homeless with a lot of cash. In our area, houses get sold before they are listed for sale. Too many buyers, not enough houses. Housing. The prices are ridiculous. If you look at house prices from 80s 90s, it's shocking how much they've gone up compared to how little wages have gone up. Yeah, my dad bought his house in Oregon for $30,000 in 1989. His house just sold for $360,000 in 2021. He made $15 an hour as a cable technician for Comcast back then. The hourly wage for a cable technician is $15, $20 an hour at Comcast now. How is this even a thing that's allowed to happen? My in-laws paid $30K in the late 80s, sold last year for $410K. Ducking bonkers. Their mortgage was something stupid like $150, they always had the best of everything, went on holiday constantly. Meanwhile our rent is almost $2K, we live paycheck to paycheck and we will never own a home here. The cost of houses in Australia, $800K in the middle of nowhere, regional NSW, 2-hour drive from Sydney. It's amazing to think there is so much land in Australia and this still happens. Housing bubble is utterly crazy. And the government won't do anything except talk cause they don't want the older half of the voters to lose their investment value and they love collecting stamp duty from Chinese buyers. Same issue in Canada. Lamau. Houses. The average house price in my area is like $1 mil. The young people in my country are split into 2 groups, those whose only chance at owning a home is inheritance after their parents die, and those who don't even have that luxury. Average house across all of Canada is almost $800,000 now, in the cities it's easily $1, $2 million. There was an article yesterday on Reddit that was saying that out of all G7 countries, Canada had the biggest gap between salaries and house prices. It's the reason I left Canada sadly. I make well over double in the US as an engineer than I did in Canada, and housing cost of living is way cheaper in the US. House prices. It's got so bad here in New Zealand that it's been called a human rights issue, and people are unironically putting bed and garage up for rent just to try meet the demand. Bed and garage for rent has, apparently, been pretty normal in Silicon Valley for a decade now. A friend of mine was paying I think around $2,000 US, before the prices went really up. Silver lining? At least it's a climate where a garage can be made entirely livable year-round. Bed and garage for rent has, apparently, been pretty normal in Silicon Valley for a decade now. A friend of mine was paying I think around $2,000 US, before the prices went really up. Wait. Are you saying that was $2,000 for a ducking garage? And it went up? Yes, pretty much. She wasn't happy about the price obviously, but she found it acceptable in the context of that market. Other friends took that story as part of a broader rents here are insane picture, not as this one person is paying a ridiculous rent. The living conditions weren't terrible at all, it's not like she was suffering. But considering how basic the accommodation was, it's remarkable how high that kind of a place rented for. Well, she moved out of there some years back, so she wasn't there when prices in the area went much higher, so she specifically didn't end up paying even more for that specific place. But comparable garages adapted to living quarters in the area surely go for at least $2,500 there now. My insulin and diabetic supplies. It's unreal how much I pay just to stay alive and healthy. I didn't ask to get sick, pancreatitis, I didn't ask to become type 1. Life's unfair, but you have to keep your head up and not be so angry all the time. Cost of basic utilities and fuel prices in Australia are through the roof. Luckily our federal treasurer gave us great advice on how to afford it was to just get a better paying job, and poor people don't really have cars or drive far anyway if they do. Meanwhile he said this on TV while sitting in a leather wing-bound chair in front of a fireplace with a picture of a thoroughbred horse above the mantel. Edit, I didn't realize my little bitching session would get so much attention. It just shows how across the board worldwide this issue is. Thanks for the feedback. Houses too. Dump of a place went for $1.20 on my block in Brisbane. Sold 3 months ago and sitting vacant still. Really makes you wonder who's buying all this property that seemingly no one can afford anymore. Private investors. They are dumping their liquidity into assets before the eventual currency crash via hyperinflation. Look into BlackRock. Their goal is to make everyone rent from them. This right here. Duck BlackRock. Groceries. Yeah, the ramen I buy used to be $33, now it's $55. Which doesn't sound like much, but that's a 67% increase in a year. I remember when Maruchan ramen used to be 10 cents each. A house. To buy an apartment in my country you need to win 2 to 4 game shows. Houses. Glasses, ducking hundreds of dollars for a pair of plastic frames? Go fuck a duck. Edit, weird, what blows up on Reddit? ZeniOptical.com. You're welcome. Zeni is great. I've also used iBuyDirect.com and $39glasses.com. Bras. Especially when you're anything over a C cup. See some lovely reasonably priced sets in my town center. Can you find anything over a C cup? Nope. You'll have to pay double the price, and it's also assumed if you've got big boobs then you must need massive knickers too, so you have to buy bras and underwear separate for both to fit. Booty and titty size matching up seems like a huge assumption. Some A cups be dragging a dump truck behind them. I feel seen. I good for you. Ask Guy Spotted. Insulin. Has a patient come in yesterday. He has insurance but his copay for his insulting was $265. Did he pay for 30 minutes being insulted or get the full hour? How much for an argument? Funerals. As someone who is arranging my husband's funeral, and he had no life insurance, the whole thing is a racket. Mom died in October, no life insurance. Had to cremate and put her in a cardboard box. Still cost close to $1,500 and my siblings couldn't afford to help. My parents arranged to donate their bodies to a local hospital for research. When my dad passed away, they picked up his body and cremated it when they were done doing whatever with it. No cost to them or us. They spread the ashes at sea, which is what my dad wanted anyway.